Before Holden left Australia, its performance car partner Holden Special Vehicles was working on something very special, a V8 powered Colorado. Just months away from showrooms, it was axed when the Holden brand was pulled from Australia. It's been a closely held secret until today, and we're about to drive it. HSV took over from racing legend Peter Brock as Holden's performance car partner in 1988, with the iconic VL Commodore SS Group A, also known simply as the Walkinshaw, after company founder Tom Walkinshaw. While the first HSV road car ever built was designed to go motor racing, the final HSV to be engineered locally, a V8 powered Holden Colorado Ute, was never released into the wild. To commemorate its significance, HSV painted its final engineering test vehicle in the same panorama silver colour as the first HSV Commodore and fitted a build plate that says, "The real last HSV." So, how did we get here? In 2017, as Holden was preparing to end manufacturing in Australia, HSV started working on upgrades to the regular Colorado range. At the time, it didn't make economic sense to extract any extra grunt from the Colorado's 2.8 litre turbo diesel 4-cylinder engine, so HSV got to work on ride, handling and appearance and created the Sports Cat. Behind the scenes, HSV knew its fans wanted more, and so it started working in secret on a V8 version of the Colorado. HSV took a 6.2 litre V8 and 10-speed automatic gearbox from a Chevrolet Camaro that was used in a side impact crash test for its local Camaro program, and then fitted it to a test mule. Back then, this car was just a plain white Holden Colorado with big brakes and big wheels, so it could be tested in plain sight. The only giveaway to the V8 under the bonnet was if you could get close enough to hear it. HSV tinkered with the V8 Colorado for 2 years, fine-tuning the engine, transmission and stability control and braking packages, as well as conducting drive-by noise tests to pass local regulations. The original plan was to replace the diesel 4-cylinder with the petrol V8 once the Colorado got to HSV's facility in Melbourne. But that didn't add up. When HSV negotiated to have the 6.2 litre V8 and 10-speed auto installed on the Thailand production line, the program got the green light. The final version was going to have an even more aggressive appearance and wear a new name. Thundercat, a nod to the Maloo, which is Aboriginal for thunder, was one option. HSV was just months away from ramping up production and arriving in showrooms when Holden suddenly pulled the pin on Australia. Work on the HSV Colorado stopped immediately and the car was put in mothballs until today. From the moment HSV put their badge on a Colorado, Holden fans begged for a V8. What we didn't know is that HSV was working on one in secret. What a car! Oh, feel that? This thing is quick! If you weren't sad that Holden's gone before, now you should be. There is not another ute like this on the planet. Oh. It just slams through the gears. Listen to that V8. I can't believe I'm hearing this V8 sound out of a double cab ute. Unreal. No wonder they put us on a racetrack to test this thing out. What a weapon. It's not a HSV Maloo, but an HSV Maloo customer would love one of these. I really want one of these. I've got a Camaro V8 under my right foot, 0 to 100 in about 5 seconds. What a blast. We know the current generation Ford Ranger Raptor does 0 to 100 in about 9.5 to 10 seconds, and a Volkswagen Amarok TD V6 does the 0 to 100 dash in about 7.8 seconds on our V-Box. So we thought we'd test HSV's performance claim. Well, moment of truth. We're going to do a 0 to 100 time. It's in 4 high, traction control and stability controller off. Hit start on the V-Box, and the engineer says just hit the throttle. And here we go. What do we get? A 5.5. Let's give it another go. Now we're going to try and load up the throttle. Let's see how that goes. V-Box on. Here we go. That was a better start. Oh yeah. And we're away. What do we do? 5.5 again. Well, HSV engineers say it'll do sub 5 seconds in the right conditions. That's a genuine 5.5 second time, 0 to 100. Not far off a HSV Maloo, and it'll tow your boat. So how would the HSV Colorado V8 have stacked up against today's Ford Ranger Raptor, powered by a twin-turbo 2-litre diesel? There's no doubt the Ford Ranger Raptor would have never stood a chance against a V8 HSV Sports Cat. The difference is, Ford built the Raptor and the HSV Sports Cat V8 never made it to showrooms. So Ford deserves kudos for that. Plus, we suspect there's more power coming from the next Ranger. There's one other secret HSV was working on until the end. A V8 powered version of the Chevrolet Colorado ZR2 for the US market. HSV was going to set up shop in North America to perform the same magic on the Colorado there, but the program never got off the ground. What both of these V8 powered Colorados show, however, is the extent of Australian engineering know-how. The more I drive this car, the more I love it. You might think this is too much power for a Holden Colorado double cab ute, but HSV has put the finishing touches on. It steers well, it brakes well, it feels connected and stable on the road. I can't believe how refined and how livable this is for all its V8 muscle. This car feels like it came off a factory production line. It's polished. I am so sad that HSV didn't get to build this car. There would have been a lot of happy Holden fans. This is genuinely the one that got away. For me, this is one of the biggest tragedies of losing local manufacturing. This truly shows what Australian engineering is capable of. It might not be what Holden fans want to hear, but this truly is the last HSV. Thank you, Holden Special Vehicles. What a shame this one didn't get built. Wow.